Hello there, Blake here. We have a huge announcement on new content coming to the channel and the future of the channel coming up right now.
Hello there, kia ora. Every damn week, it feels like there's so much crap happening that it's impossible to keep up with it, and kind of impossible to get details. This week, for example, we saw MSD starting to make the moves to make more people homeless with crackdowns on emergency housing. The increase in visa fees for applicants from the Pacific Islands, where we get most of our seasonal workers from. The government ruling out any more funding for the Christchurch Cathedral rebuild, proposed 16% of jobs being cut from the Environmental Protection Agency, which is actually one of the agencies that they've been touting as being a safety measure for the fast-track processes that they want to use. They're reducing its ability to do its job. It was also revealed that that same agency wasn't even asked to discuss budget options with the government before this year's budget came out. We saw massive price increases in wholesale electricity. In a cost of living crisis, we saw major concerns raised about the new maths curriculum, like how teachers are being given 6 months to get their head around this, not the 2 years that have been recommended by industry experts or even the countries where it's been implemented in other places. And the fact that they keep gaslighting people over the success of our young people when their data is driven by a 0.38% sample size from students who weren't given the tools to succeed in that test. There was the dropping of the last of the Royal Commission recommendations in the wake of the March 15 terrorist attack, and the Taxpayer Union running paid ads against one of those recommendations about monitoring violent rhetoric. But nothing from them about Chris Bishop going over to France for the Olympics. But they did complain a little while ago when Grant Robertson went over to the Rugby World Cup final. There was paid advertising as well, mimicking news on the front page of the Herald, again stirring up blatant racist bullshit with disinformation from Hobson's Pledge. You know, that same Hobson's Pledge that New Zealand First MP Casey Costello is a board member of. There was the Ngāpuhi protest against the repeal of Section 7AA, the quiet announcement of the government agreeing to expand weapon-making defence systems in the region for the US, ACT refusing to take complaints about the culture of Parliament to the Parliamentary Commissioner after going to media to make noise about it. There was the new Health Commissioner telling Tova O'Brien off for asking questions. But if Tova was to, God forbid, get sick and end up in a hospital, she would still be one of the 14 layers of management mush that the Ministry of Health told us about, because they said patients were one of those 14 layers. There's been a whole bunch of ass-kissing in mostly the Herald, where they keep telling us that John Key is amazing and is supporting the Nats, and that, people are starting to really learn to love Christopher Luxon, and that Chippy is being mean, and that Kiwi Bank should maybe be sold off. There was the Maritime Union calling out the finance minister for short-sighted and expensive blunders around the new ferry systems. And it was revealed a National Party candidate was named in a court case for domestic violence against his own mother. It was also revealed that back in June, the government quietly changed the gun club rules so that clubs don't have to put as much information into their reports to the Firearms Safety Authority, and that the Australian minister who received an all-English invite to Matariki celebrations actually understands some Te Reo Māori, and he learnt that from Split Ends songs, which, interesting side note for you, the Finn brothers who founded Split Ends used to hate regimented school systems and would sneak off to practice in one of the local garages during school time. Getting that arts and culture stuff done that this government's also said that they want to sort of minimise so they can focus on reading, writing and maths in the regimented way that led us to seeing the music of the Finn brothers being set up. Oh, and then it was also revealed that Sue Gray, leader of the Outdoors and Freedom Party, had been fined $2,000 this week for her disruptive behaviour in court in 2022 that saw her put into custody. And all of that is just this week. So Blake and I figured now's a really good time to look at some more deep dive content on a more regular basis. From this Friday, each week at 8 p.m, you can join us for a current affairs show that's streamed online through YouTube and Facebook that we're calling Behind the Parliament Walls. Each week we'll talk to politicians and experts on what's happening and try to get more in-depth views and data out there for everyone. On Friday, we'll be joined by Labour Deputy Leader Carmel Sepuloni and Labour's spokesperson for Auckland and Rainbow Issues, Shannon Halbert, as well as disability advocate and policy guide Nick Ruane. to look at the issues like repealing Māori wards, Winston's anti-trans tweets, combating government gaslighting, and what the Labour Party are doing behind the scenes to prepare for the next election. So you can find the links for all of that in my bio. Join us live 8 p.m. on Fridays to try and keep ahead of everything that's going on in the news cycle and deal with some of the crazy in the world that we've got to live with at the moment.